everyone. Today I'm going to present a book report by factual and discursive reading assignment before the final exam. And I choose the book by Taylor Jenkins Reid, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. But first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Ikhsanda and my student number is 111233017. And I am from Factual and Discursive Reading Class A. So in today's video, I'm going to divide into 3 sections. The first section is I'm going to tell you about brief information about the book. And then the second section is what I love and what I hate about the book. And the last but not least is if this book is recommended or not. So before any further ado, let's get started. So the book is about Evelyn Hugo. She is a very famous actress, yet reported by the unknown reporter Monique Grant, who wrote her personal biography. And this novel is fiction with a lot of flashbacks. The story is basically based in the Hollywood in the early 50s to the late 80s. Actually, the book is on my read list since early 2020, but I don't read it yet because I always get distracted with new release books. Then one of my best friends recommended this book to me, and she said that the book is perfect for summer break, and also mentioned that the book has a very good plot and has a great story. So I decided to read the book, and this is what I like and what I hate about the book. What I like best about the book, first of all, let me talk about the cover first. I kind of regretted why I don't buy the hardcover version. I buy a soft cover version because I think it's gonna be great if I buy the hardcover version, but it's okay. Still, the book has very good explanation like this. If I see this kind of book in a bookstore, it's kind of fascinating, and I think I'm gonna grab the book and buy it. So the book has 42 pages with 7 chapters, and I think the chapter is good. It's not too long and not too short. It's very good to read. It's a very easy to read, even though English is not your first language or in your second or even third language. Still, the book is so easy to understand. In this cover, it portrays Evelyn Hugo wearing like green emerald dress and a pearl necklace, which is so iconic, and that makes me like I want to read the book. And also the title, it's very fascinating, like The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And then the second I like about the book is I'm a very visualized people, so that's why I rarely reading books. So I watch films instead or TV show. But this book has a lot of descriptive sentence, so I kind of like imagine the picture in my head really clear. Like one of the examples, the way the author write and describe about the dresses. It's like those looking to own a piece of Hugo history will be intrigued not only by the gowns themselves but also by the context in which they were worn. Included in the sale will be emerald green Miranda La Conda that Hugo wore to the 1959 Academy Awards, the violet shovel and organdy scoop neck She donned at the premiere of Anna Karenina in 1962 and the navy blue silk Michael, and she was wearing in 1982 when she won her Oscar for All For Us. So it's really explain about the fashion, about the people, about the place, describe it very detailed so that we can visualize the picture in your head. It's like the places they grace bring me into sitting room. It's bright and airy with floor to ceiling white bookcases and two overstuffed cream colored chairs which very detailed so that you can imagine it. So, and what I also like about the descriptions about the people, very detailed. There is no denying that she is stunningly beautiful woman. People often talk about her straight, thick eyebrows and her blonde hair. I can't take my eyes off her bone structure. Her jawline is strong, her cheekbones are high, and all of it comes to the point at her ever so swollen lips. Her eyes are huge, but not so much round as an oversized almond shape. Her tan skin next to her light hair looks beachy but also elegant. I know it's not natural hair, that blonde with skin that bronze, and yet I can shake the feeling that it should be, that human should be born looking like this. So it's when Monique Grant described Evelyn Hugo when she first met her. And I think that's kinda remind me, I think Evelyn Hugo is the perfect mom combination of Audrey Hepburn and Marilyn Monroe kind of way. Like blonde and also elegant. I like about the book is when you read the book, you realize that the character itself it's so complicated, but the author can portray their character so we can understand them easily, so that we can understand her cause, why she do that, and so that we can have some kind of like empathy to the character itself. The character has a complex life, but there's no line between a good or bad, black or white, devils or angels. The characters have a very vulnerable side that we can tell that they're human. They make mistakes so that you can understand them. Describe human as human that makes mistake, have a secret and makes sense and some other like that. So there's no character that is really good or really bad in this book. So it's very nuanced. The complexity of the character is like an onion. It have a lot of layer, and not only the drama. Like I love the drama of this book, but not only the drama. The book is also discussing a lot of sensitive issues. Even though there's no clear explanations about the sensitive issue, but you kind of understand it. What is infers to it. It's not literal. And the sensitive issue is content of marriage life, feminism, human rights, sexism, issues in the Hollywood industry, and racism. Yeah, there's a lot. The plot twist. I love the plot twist of this book. That's I love and I hate about the plot twist of this book. This is what I did like least about the book. I think when I read this, like it's not for me. First of all, the plot twist itself. It's like my favorite. Also, I kinda hate it a little bit because I kinda predicted. It's not very unpredictable. I predicted in the first, but I choose to not talk about it. I do not expect anything, so I keep myself natural. But then, yeah, it's not very unpredictable. I kind of predict the plot twist, so it's not very twisted. And I think it's going to be more interesting if the author described the character of Harry Cameron more, because I think his life is very fascinating, and also he very close to Evelyn's, and also the ambiguity, it's too clear that I kind of guessed it before the actual reveal. So I think Harry Cameron have to get more description, but as nuanced as possible, so that I don't predict the ambiguity of him. In my opinion, this is a very great book. It's very easy to it's easy to read, and also the last is this book is recommended or not. So yeah. The last but not least is this book recommended? I'm gonna say yes. From 1 to 10, I think I'm going to give 9. It's very great, and I'll very recommend it to you all to read the book, because not only the drama, but the book it also have a lot of sensitive issue that you have to aware, that you have to know. And the story is actually very empowering with the women, and the storytelling is very well. And when I read the book, I don't feel like I read a book. It's more like watching TV show that you don't want to end, so you pause every single episodes and you just kind of like, I don't want this to end. To read this book, I actually can finish it in one day, but I decided to read it as slow as possible because I really enjoy the story. So that, and yes, this book is very recommended. It also have New York Times bestseller, so yeah, it's very recommended. The character is very astonishing. And if you want to read the book, I recommend you to listen to Taylor Swift song, because it has the vibe. And the song that I really recommend to listen when read the book is Mad Woman, Folklore, Taylor Swift, Illicit Affair, My Tears Ricochet, and Style by Taylor Swift. Tell you about the influence of media and pairs, and how that just one timeline, it will actually destroy your whole life and whole career. So it's kind of scary, but also I think this is talk about also the prejudice of people to other people's, especially toward famous people. That we think that really we know them, but actually no, because they have their own life. Kind of probably the one that we see in front of the screen, it's not who they were. So that we cannot judge everyone based just on our opinion. also tells you about the sexism in Hollywood industry when there's men get more benefits than women, and also the glamorous life in Hollywood, but also behind the scene of that is not really pretty. So this is a book which surprised me. I was expecting a lower tale of glamorous people in Hollywood. You know, the kind of like things like love, betrayal, drug abuse, maybe, and ultimately death or two. Okay, a lot of that is here, but what actually took away was a touching love story. There's a real heart to this novel. What the novel's central characters as tells a story which isn't just about film stars behaving badly, but instead seemingly real people and this seemingly real feeling relationship. The character is very vulnerable and real, so that you don't feel like I think this is happened in real life, but no, it's a fiction. But yes, so it kind of have a lesson to don't believe in someone like 100% believe in someone because you're gonna be disappointed, right? Like 100% guarantee. And my favorite portion of the book is isn't that very definition of power? Watching people kill themselves over something that means nothing to you. Evelyn Hugo by The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.